Watcher, this is Music for My Voice, and this is a vocal warm-up that is going to cover everything. Let's sing. So what are we going to do in this video? Well, we are going to look at 3 fundamentals of singing. We are going to look at strength, we are going to look at stamina, and we're going to look at height. We're going to sing nice and high and a little bit low too. So we start, as always, with our breathing, some inhales, breath holds, and exhales. Breathing is the power. Breathing is the fuel for our singing. So we're going to really work hard on building strength down there. Before we do an SOVT exercise, a semi-occluded vocal tract exercise, where we can feel all this lovely pressure in here, in our throats, behind the sound. We can feel our strength down here in our breathing without there being any real mega pressure or harm or anything on our voice. We're going to be doing lip bubbles, my absolute favorite. And yes, as we do these exercises, we're going to tune in and think, hey, how is this all feeling? Because that is how it should be when we sing. Then we're going to open up a little bit. We're going to get nice and stretched. We're going to do some ah slides to wonderful thirds, fourths, and fifth intervals. Then we're going to do an ooh vowel to a lovely 5-note scale. Before we do some o vowels, oh, like the Teletubbies, for those of you that know the Teletubbies, to a 5-note scale with the top 3 notes repeated. And then our final vowel is an E vowel, where we do that lovely 5-note scale with the added semitone on the top, that lovely, exotic, wonderful little tune. And we're going to go nice and high with that one, and then low as well, just to balance it out. And then we might finish with some breathing as well, just to bring ourselves back to center. Okay, as always, we will start off with our breathing. Here is our pace. In for 5, holding for 5, and out for 15. Ready? Breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Little bit slower. Breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And now even slower. Breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, feel that lovely breath. Remember that with your breathing, it needs to be nice and low, 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 low down in your tummies. If you've got a mirror anywhere, it's a good idea to watch yourself doing the breathing exercise, watching your shoulders, especially because when you're breathing in, everything here is nice and chill, not moving at all, and then just, holding and breathing out. All the work happens down here. Right. My voice is up here. Low voice is the octave below. Lovely lip bubbles just an arpeggio. And Feeling the strength. Last one. Okay, now we're going to get that voice nice and stretched with some slides, opening up from a hum, from an to an ah. And as you do this, the movement inside is not that great. You set the placement with the ah, and you just open the lips, and then the ah, like a yawny sort of ah, opens up like that. Slides of thirds, fourths, and fifths. High voices, low voices. I will play for the low voices. Ma. And slide as well.
quickly just interrupting to say that I have space in my private lesson calendar for more students. So if you would like private singing lessons with me, let me know. Your first lesson is completely free. Your first 30-minute lesson, absolutely no charge at all, with no obligation for further lessons. After that, lessons with me start from as little as £20 for 30 minutes when bought as a bulk of 4. And yeah, on Zoom, on Skype, great fun. Every lesson always starts with a little bit of chat, then a lovely warm-up session, and then you sing. I listen, I help you, I advise, I help you grow your voice. It's great fun. So for your free trial lesson, email me alice@musicformy.co.uk. Let's get a date booked in the diary and I'll sing with you soon.
So we've just done an R vowel, and now we're going to do an OO vowel to a lovely 5-note scale. We got up to a high A that time. Let's see if we can get up to a C. High voices, low voices. Ready? And float the sound. Float. So we're going into our nose. As in our nasal cavities. Very small sound. Feels really small. Up 2 more. So that's the high C. And yes, as we go high, the sound comes up and forward and gets into this space. And I've read a lot of people liken it, a lot of other singing teachers, to kind of crawling through a tunnel, which just, oh my gosh, that really scares me. I'm not the biggest caving fan, but yeah, it's very, very tight, very kind of narrow sound, narrow feeling. Let's come down and more breath, Alice. Okay, now we're going to do something I've not done in any of my previous videos. And in fact, I don't think I've ever done it with any students. But we are going to look at the vowels e and o, and we're going to sing them with a hard onset, with an e and an o, to like with the Teletubbies, to this 5-note scale with repeated top 3 notes, alternating between the e and the o. I won't go that fast because I think this is going to be a bit of a challenge. So high voice is up here, low voice is the octave below. This is going to work our strength. This is a good stamina exercise. Remember that this is all nice and relaxed. E-o. And E-o, 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 E. E-o, 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 E. There it is. Not about being pretty. Gosh, even the lips will work out too. Really not about being pretty. Getting squeaky. Lean into that. It's good for power. Let's go 2 more. Coming down the tongue is forward and relaxed. It's like I'm chewing the biggest toffee in the world. And I'm loving this actually. Last 3. That was weird, but great fun. Finally, we are going to look at the E vowel, and we are going to sing this 5-note scale with added flourish. And we are going to try to get very high and then pretty low as well afterwards. So high voices are up here, low voices the octave below. Ready? E and E. Tongue forward, E. enjoy that note. We're getting high. More engagement. I've got something on my chords. I need to just quickly take some water. It's hay fever. Hay fever, and I have yeah, lots of horribleness. So from here, we'll sing and it's not happening. And that's the high C. Let's come down. Getting low. Last three. Last one. That is low. That was a 3-octave warm-up. Nice. Let's just finish with a last breathing exercise, inhales, breath holds, and exhales. Again, just to bring ourselves back to center. So in for 5, holding for 5, and out 15. Breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5, holding 2, 3, 4, 5, and out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now the speed. Breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5, holding 2, 3, 4, 5, and out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
So there you go. I hope you have enjoyed that video. If you have, please do the YouTubey things, like it and subscribe to the channel because new videos come every single week. Longer routines, chat-free routines, song-specific exercise videos. There's a lot and you don't want to miss out. Plus, I have memberships starting from only $2.99 a month where you get early access to videos, priority answers to your comments, and funky stickers against your name. For $5.99 a month, you get all of that, plus an exclusive, unedited singing and chat video a whole week before it is released edited. And for $12.99 a month, you can enjoy an asynchronous singing lesson. What is an asynchronous singing lesson? It's where you send me a recording or film yourself singing, and I then send you your own personal video response with 2 full exercises guaranteed to grow your voice. And I always have spots for new private singers, so if you fancy singing lessons, email me alice@musicformy.co.uk and let's get a date in the diary for your free trial singing lesson. And I am able to cater for any and all time zones. This is the joy of the internet. This is the joy of Zoom. Other than that, though, I will sing with you soon. Bye!